All right, let's dive into something pretty fascinating today. Kanji,
Kanji.
a traditional North Indian drink.
Okay.
And we're talking vibrant,
Mm-hmm.
tangy, made with black carrots, mustard seeds, water, and spices.
Interesting.
You know, you mentioned that you're interested in gut health.
Yeah.
And kanji, well, it's considered a real gut health booster.
I've heard that, yeah.
So we're going to uncover some really cool stuff about this drink
Awesome.
and why it's been a staple in India for centuries.
You know, it's interesting because in the West, we often hear about kombucha
Yeah,
and kefir for gut health.
right.
But kanji, with its long history and unique properties, doesn't get nearly as much attention.
It's like a hidden gem.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
So before we get into kanji itself,
Sure.
can you remind us why we should even care about gut health?
Why gut health is a big deal?
Yeah, what's the big deal?
Well, think of your gut as this incredible internal ecosystem.
Okay.
It's not just about digestion. It plays a vital role in your overall health. Wow. We're talking nutrient absorption, which impacts your energy levels. It influences your metabolism.
Okay.
And get this, it even talks to your immune system.
Okay, so it's way more than just breaking down food.
Absolutely.
But what happens when our gut isn't functioning optimally?
That's when you might start experiencing issues like
Okay.
bloating
Uh-huh.
or indigestion. But it can go beyond that.
Really?
An imbalance in your gut bacteria can potentially lead to more serious problems down the line.
That's a bit concerning.
Yeah. It's important to keep things balanced.
So how does kanji fit into all of this? Is it like a magic potion for the gut?
It's not magic, but it's pretty close.
Okay.
Kanji, being a fermented drink,
Yeah.
is packed with probiotics.
Okay.
And probiotics are like the friendly neighbors of your gut.
Uh-huh.
They help maintain a healthy balance of bacteria
Right.
in your digestive system,
Okay.
which in turn supports all those crucial functions we talked about.
So by introducing those good bacteria, kanji is essentially helping our gut work at its best.
Precisely. It's like giving your gut a team of microscopic helpers to keep things running smoothly.
I love that analogy.
A good one, right?
But tell me, what is kanji like?
What is it like?
Yeah.
Well,
Is it something I could easily incorporate into my routine?
imagine a drink with a beautiful magenta hue,
Okay.
almost like a vibrant beet juice.
Beautiful.
The flavor is unique, tangy, and with a slight pungency
Okay.
from the mustard seeds and spices.
Mm-hmm.
In North India, it's traditionally enjoyed
Yeah.
during the winter and spring months, almost like a welcoming of the changing seasons.
Now I'm really curious about the taste.
I think you'll like it.
So we know it's good for our gut.
Yeah.
But let's break down those health benefits a bit further. What makes kanji such a powerful drink?
Well, we touched on probiotics,
Right.
which are key players in gut health. The fermentation process creates these probiotics naturally,
Okay.
replenishing the good bacteria in your gut.
Uh-huh.
And this can lead to better digestion and even improved nutrient absorption.
So it's not just about what we eat, but how well our bodies actually absorb those nutrients.
Right.
And kanji's giving us a helping hand there.
It is. It is.
And remember how we discussed the link between the gut and the immune system?
Uh-huh.
A well-balanced gut can mean a stronger immune system.
Absolutely.
So drinking kanji regularly
Yes.
can be like giving your body an extra layer of defense.
For sure.
Especially during those times when you're more susceptible to getting sick.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's pretty amazing. So it's like a 2-for-1 deal,
Mm-hmm.
supporting digestion and boosting immunity.
It is. It is.
But I'm sure there's more to it, right?
There is.
Okay.
Kanji is known for its detoxifying properties.
Uh-huh.
It's rich in antioxidants, especially glucosinolates,
Okay.
which come from the mustard seeds.
Interesting.
These compounds actually support your liver's detoxification processes,
Wow.
helping to neutralize harmful substances.
So kanji is almost like an internal cleanser,
Like an internal cleanser.
helping to flush out toxins.
Yes.
Does this mean it's good for our skin, too?
It certainly can contribute to healthier skin.
Wow.
And let's not forget about its digestive benefits. Kanji is full of natural enzymes
Okay.
that aid in the breakdown of food,
Uh-huh.
which can help prevent constipation and reduce bloating.
This is making me want to try kanji right now.
You should,
But I have to ask, how difficult is it to make at home?
to make it at home.
Yeah, I'm not exactly a master chef.
It's surprisingly simple.
Okay.
All you need are black carrots,
Uh-huh.
or regular carrots if you can't find black ones,
Right?
maybe some beets for added color and sweetness,
Okay.
mustard seeds, black salt, chili powder, water,
Okay.
and then you let thyme and those helpful bacteria do their work.
That sounds doable, but I have to be honest, my patience in the kitchen can sometimes wear thin.
I hear you.
Are there any shortcuts?
Of course,
Okay.
there are
Okay.
companies like Masala Monk
Okay.
that make 100% natural homemade kanji. It's a great option if you're short on time or just prefer the convenience.
Okay, so that's good to know.
Yeah.
Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or prefer a ready-made option,
Yep.
you can still reap the benefits of this amazing drink.
Exactly.
Now, I'm curious to know more about the science behind this whole fermentation process. How does it actually work?
To put it simply,
So you were about to explain how this whole fermentation thing works. It
yeah,
sounds a bit like alchemy to me.
it is a bit magical, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
In simple terms, fermentation is like a tiny, controlled ecosystem
Okay.
where microorganisms, primarily bacteria and sometimes yeasts, break down sugars.
Uh-huh.
This happens in the absence of oxygen. And it's this process that creates those beneficial probiotics we keep talking about.
So those little bacteria are working hard to create something good for us. It's fascinating that this ancient process has such a positive impact on our health. You mentioned that there's actually scientific research supporting these benefits.
Absolutely. It's not just folklore.
Yeah.
There's a growing body of research
Hi.
looking at the impact of fermented foods and drinks on gut health.
Okay.
For example, studies have shown that probiotics can help reduce symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome and even boost the immune system.
Really?
It's really quite remarkable.
Oh, that's reassuring to hear. But I'm curious what specifically happens during fermentation that creates these probiotics. It all sounds a bit technical to me.
Well, in kanji, the mustard seeds are crucial players.
Okay.
They contain natural compounds that act like bouncers, preventing harmful bacteria from taking over the party.
Okay.
This creates the perfect environment
Uh-huh.
for beneficial bacteria like lactobacillus to thrive.
So the mustard seeds are like the guardians of the good bacteria.
That's a great way to put it. And as these good bacteria multiply,
Yeah.
they produce lactic acid, which is what gives kanji that characteristic tangy flavor.
That makes sense. So the tanginess is a sign that those good bacteria are doing their job. It's amazing how nature has a way of creating these perfectly balanced systems. But I have to ask, how difficult is this fermentation process in practice? I'm picturing bubbling concoctions and complicated equipment.
It's actually much simpler than you might think, especially with kanji.
Okay.
You don't need any fancy equipment or starter cultures.
Really?
The natural bacteria on the carrots and in the air are enough to get the party started, so to speak.
That's good news for those of us who aren't exactly culinary wizards. But I'm always a bit nervous about messing things up when it comes to food preparation. Are there any common mistakes people make when making kanji at home?
One of the most common mistakes is not using a clean jar.
Oh, okay.
Since we're working with bacteria, it's crucial to start with a sterile environment.
Right.
Wash your jar thoroughly with hot soapy water and rinse it well before using it.
That makes sense. We want to make sure those good bacteria have a nice clean space to work their magic.
Exactly. Another common mistake is not covering the jar properly. You want to create a breathable barrier.
Mm-hmm.
So a muslin cloth or cheesecloth works well.
Okay.
This allows gases to escape during fermentation while keeping dust and any unwelcome critters out.
So we need to let those good bacteria breathe, but keep the bad guys out. I'm starting to feel like I could actually handle this whole fermentation thing.
You absolutely can. And remember, patience is key.
Right.
Don't rush the fermentation process. Give it the full 4 or 5 days,
Okay.
and you'll be rewarded with a delicious and beneficial drink.
Patience is a virtue, especially when it comes to good food and drink. But speaking of convenience, we talked earlier about the option of buying pre-made kanji. Are there any downsides to going that route?
Well, making it yourself allows for complete control over the ingredients and the process.
True.
You know exactly what's going into your kanji and can adjust the flavors to your liking.
Yeah.
But reputable brands like the one we mentioned earlier use high-quality ingredients and traditional methods.
Okay.
So you're still getting a great product.
So it's really about personal preference and what works best for your lifestyle.
Exactly.
But regardless of whether you choose the DIY route or go for a store-bought option, you're still making a positive choice for your gut health.
Exactly. And that's what's important.
Okay, we've covered the health benefits and the science behind kanji, but I'm curious about its cultural significance. You mentioned that it's traditionally enjoyed in North India, particularly during the winter and spring months. What's the story behind that?
That's a great question. Kanji is much more than just a drink in India. It's steeped in tradition and closely tied to the changing seasons.
That's fascinating. I love how food and drink can hold so much cultural meaning. Tell me more.
In many North Indian households, Making kanji is a family affair often passed down through generations. I have vivid memories of my grandmother meticulously preparing kanji every spring. The aroma would fill the house, signaling the start of a new season and a time for renewal. It was more than just a drink. It was a ritual connecting us to our heritage.
That's such a beautiful image. It sounds like kanji is a real symbol of tradition and togetherness.
It is. And the timing of its consumption is significant too.
Okay.
Winter and spring in North India are times of transition.
Uh-huh.
After indulging in richer foods during the winter months, kanji is seen as a way to cleanse the system, boost immunity, and prepare for the warmer months ahead.
So it's almost like a ritualistic reset button for the body and soul?
Exactly. It's a way to reconnect with nature's rhythms and support the body's natural processes. And of course, it's also a social drink. Sharing a glass of kanji with family and friends is a way to connect, celebrate, and create memories. It's a symbol of warmth, hospitality, and the joy of shared traditions.
It sounds like a truly special drink with a rich history and deep meaning. I'm already feeling inspired to incorporate kanji into my own life, but I'd love to hear more about the practical side of things. What are some tips for actually making kanji a part of my daily routine?
That's a great segue into the next part of our deep dive. We'll explore some practical tips whether you choose to make your own kanji or explore the ready-made options available.
Sounds good. We'll be back in a jiffy to delve into those practical tips. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. It's been quite a journey exploring kanji.
It has.
From gut health benefits to its cultural significance.
Yeah.
I'm ready to roll up my sleeves
Right.
and actually bring kanji into my life. Where do I start?
It's exciting to put this knowledge into practice.
Yeah.
Whether you're team DIY kanji or prefer the convenience of ready-made,
Okay.
we've got you covered. Let's start with those who are feeling adventurous
Okay.
and want to try their hand at making kanji at home.
Right. I'm picturing myself in my kitchen, channeling my inner kanji master.
Nice.
What are the key things to keep in mind?
Well, just like with any good recipe, quality ingredients make all the difference.
Okay.
Sourcing the best ingredients you can is a great first step.
Okay.
Look for organic black carrots if you can find them. They tend to have a richer flavor
Yeah.
and nutrient profile. But if black carrots are elusive in your area,
Right.
regular carrots work perfectly fine too. So no need to stress if I can't find those elusive black carrots. Regular carrots will do the trick. What about mustard seeds?
Mustard seeds.
Yeah. Are there specific types that work best for kanji?
You'll want to use whole black mustard seeds
Okay.
for that classic kanji flavor. They have a bit more pungency,
Uh-huh.
which adds a nice kick to the drink.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to play around with the spices.
Yeah.
If you like a bit of heat,
Yeah.
add an extra pinch of chili powder. Kanji is all about customization.
I love that it's so adaptable.
It is.
Now, I remember you mentioning some crucial tips for the fermentation process itself. Can you refresh our memory?
Absolutely. Remember to start with a sparkling, clean jar.
All right.
A sterile environment is key for a successful ferment.
Right.
And make sure you're covering the jar
Yeah.
with a breathable cloth,
Uh-huh.
like muslin or cheesecloth,
Mm-hmm.
to allow those gases to escape
Right.
while keeping any unwanted guests out of your kanji party.
Got it. Clean jar, breathable cover. And then what?
And then, well,
Just let it sit.
you also need a healthy dose of patience.
Yeah.
Fermentation takes time.
Right.
And you don't want to rush the process. Give it a good 4 to 5 days.
Okay.
And trust those beneficial bacteria to work their magic.
Patience is key.
Patience is key.
Just like with so many things in life. But how will I know when my kanji is ready to enjoy?
How will you know?
Yeah, what should I be looking for?
You'll notice some telltale signs.
Okay.
The color will transform
Uh-huh.
into a vibrant magenta or even a reddish-purple hue.
Oh, wow.
And the aroma will become tangy and slightly pungent,
Okay.
that classic kanji smell.
Okay.
You'll also likely see some bubbles forming,
Okay.
which indicates that the fermentation is active.
So it's a multi-sensory experience.
It is.
Now, let's fast forward a bit.
Okay.
My kanji is ready.
Awesome.
I'm excited to start incorporating it into my routine.
Oh,
What's the best way to store it?
to store it.
Yeah.
To keep it fresh and flavorful. Once fermentation is complete,
Yeah.
strain your kanji
Okay.
and store it in the refrigerator.
Okay.
This slows down the fermentation process and helps preserve those beneficial probiotics
Okay.
and that delicious, tangy flavor.
And how long will it last in the fridge?
Kanji can last for several weeks in the refrigerator,
Okay.
but for optimal flavor and potency,
Yeah.
it's best enjoyed within a month.
So it's not a make it and forget it situation.
No.
I'll need to keep an eye on that timeline.
Right.
But that's doable. Now, let's switch gears for a moment
Sure.
and talk about the folks who might not be ready for a DIY project.
Right.
Any advice for choosing a good quality pre-made kanji?
Absolutely. Reading labels is your superpower here.
Okay.
Look for brands that use natural ingredients
Yeah.
and traditional fermentation methods,
Okay.
and try to avoid those with added sugars or preservatives.
Right.
A good quality kanji will be bursting with flavor and those beneficial bacteria without any unnecessary additives.
That makes sense. So it's all about checking those ingredients,
Yep.
looking for brands that prioritize quality and tradition. We mentioned Masala Monk earlier.
Yeah.
Are there any other brands you recommend?
There's a growing movement
Uh-huh.
of small businesses specializing in handcrafted,
Okay.
small batch, fermented foods and drinks.
Cool.
So I encourage you to do a little exploring
Okay.
in your local area,
Yeah.
farmers markets,
Uh-huh.
and health food stores are great places to find unique and high-quality kanji options.
So it's almost like a treasure hunt,
It is.
discovering those hidden gems.
Right.
Now, let's say I've got my kanji,
Okay.
either homemade or store-bought. What are some creative ways to incorporate it into my daily routine?
Start simple.
Okay.
Enjoy a small glass each day,
Okay.
perhaps in the morning or as an afternoon pick-me-up.
Okay.
You can drink it straight
Uh-huh.
or get creative and add it to smoothies, salad dressings, or even use it as a marinade for tofu or tempeh.
Those are great ideas.
I think so too.
It's amazing how versatile kanji can be. But are there any potential downsides to be aware of?
As with any fermented food or drink,
Mm-hmm.
starting slowly is a good idea.
Okay.
Some people might experience mild bloating
Okay.
or gas initially as their gut adjusts to those beneficial bacteria. Listen to your body and find what works best for you.
So don't go overboard at first. And what about folks with underlying health conditions? Should they be cautious about adding kanji to their diet?
It's always wise to consult with your healthcare provider
Okay.
before making significant changes to your diet, especially if you have any health concerns.
Right.
They can provide personalized advice and ensure kanji is a good fit for you.
That's such important advice.
It is.
It's always better to err on the side of caution when it comes to our health. Well, I feel like we've covered a lot of ground today,
Yeah.
from the science of fermentation to the cultural significance and practical tips for incorporating kanji into our lives. This deep dive has been incredibly insightful.
It's been a pleasure exploring the world of kanji with you.
Yeah, I've learned a lot.
And remember, this deep dive has been tailored specifically for you, our listener.
Right,
It's your journey now.
right.
Take what you've learned and see how kanji fits into your own wellness story.
Exactly. Maybe you'll experiment with different recipes,
Uh-huh.
discover your new favorite kanji brand,
Yeah.
or even share this newfound knowledge with friends and family.
There's so much to explore.
Yeah.
Who knows, maybe you'll even inspire others to rediscover the magic of this ancient elixir.
Well said. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
And cheers to a happy, healthy gut.
To gut health.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the wonderful world of kanji. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those good gut bacteria thriving.